All right. Daily Stoic, day 4. The title is The Big Three. All you need are these: certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way. The one thing that so far, oh yeah, this is from Marcus Aurelius Meditations. So, first thing I'm seeing is the present moment, right? It's living in the present moment, living in the now, not in the future, not in the past, living right here, right now, in this moment, right? Perception, action, will. Those are the three overlapping but critical disciplines of Stoicism, as well as the organization of this book and year long journey you just begun. There's more to the philosophy. Wait, there's more. My bad. There's more to the philosophy, certainly, and we could spend all day talking about the unique beliefs of the various Stoics. This is what Heraclitus thought. Zeno is from Citium, a city in Cyprus, and he believed blah blah blah. But would such facts really help your day to day? What clarity does trivia provide? Instead, the following little reminder sums up the three most essential parts of Stoic philosophy worth carrying with you every day into every decision. So, the three most essential parts of Stoic philosophy worth carrying and keeping in your head, let that shit marinate into your every day, right? Into every moment is: one, control your perception; two, direct your actions properly; and three, willingly accept what's outside of your control. That's all we need to do. And I wholeheartedly believe this is the three most important things to. I mean, as of right now, as I read, these are the three most important things for furthering your life and furthering your happiness. Why? You have to control your perceptions of things. My perspective is that, sometimes things look ugly and terrible, but all you really need to do is look at things from a different angle, where you could think things two dimensionally, you could think things one dimensionally, but there's always more dimensions. You could start doing 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions. Just start looking at it different angles, same thing, different angle. And sometimes just that shift in perspective, in perception of the current moment, helps alleviate the burden and the pain that we were feeling prior to that shift. Because sometimes you don't even know it, but it's the same way I have glasses, right? And you have sunglasses that create an overlay. Sometimes the issue is that we are seeing things, but we have this filter like sunglasses, right? There's red, prism, orange, whatever, and then it distorts the color. Sometimes our perception is that overlay, and it turns everything, instead of this beautiful, colorful world, it makes everything gray or black. So that's one thing. The other thing is to direct your actions properly. I know the Buddha talks about enlightenment and or the Eight Noble Truths. The issue, I think, for a lot of people is we have right intention, right? We have right intention, right frame of mind, but everything falls apart with right action. You could be, shit doesn't matter unless you take action, all right? Um, Otherwise, it's just noise. It's not reality. What, like, if there is a camera, if God is recording each and everything you do, and God is gonna play it for you when you die, do you think the God's camera is going to capture your inner monologues and your thoughts? No, it's gonna capture your actions. All right, and it might capture the things you said, right? If you said it out loud instead of thinking it, but you're only gonna be really seeing actions. And if no, what if it has no audio? What can you really say about your life? You could be like, but, I had blah 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 blah. Like, all right, well, if we don't have access to sound and we have no access to your inner monologue and no subtitles, and you're critiqued based off the actions you have taken, you know, action is incredibly important. You know, even if your mental is absolutely shit, maybe you should still take actions despite that. And then the last thing is willingly accept what's outside of your control. um the truth is, we live in a consumerist society, right? And we live in a society where things can really be bought, controlled with wealth, money. um and the thing is, and also, I mean, I don't know what's the right word. I don't know if the word is coddled, but um, one thing I've noticed is that, you know, instead of accepting the external, I mean, I'm gonna be very like generic and not detailed, but like what I've noticed is there's lots of groups of people, right, that are trying to control the narrative of them, right? Instead of they themselves changing, they want everyone else to change around them. Because the thing is, you can't control people's opinion, you know? You really can't. And you kind of just have to accept that. You know what I mean? Like, let's say beauty, right? If you don't meet the beauty standards, why bother trying to control the beauty standards or redefine the beauty standards? Just accept it that you don't meet the generic normal beauty standards. Just accept that. Like why do you have to be perceived as beautiful if you are not, right? And you so wish to be beautiful, well, you're going to be stuck in the wanting, and to want is to lack, right? The reason why you feel ugly is because you value beauty, you know? The reason why you feel disgusting in your flesh suit is because you so desperately wish to be beautiful, because you value and desire beauty. But then, oh, the only answer is, I know this sounds crazy, but you just let it, just drop it. You know what I mean? Like, don't have beauty in your head. You know, you could either accept that you don't meet the beauty standards, or just stop valuing beauty altogether and then be like intellectual or whatever that sexuality that's into, like intelligence or something like that. Because at least with that, you could possibly, I don't know about the individual, but sapiosexual, is that what it's called? I mean, yeah, I mean, people go on and on about personality, yet they go on and on about beauty, and it's like, well, maybe you can focus on your personality and make that beautiful, and find someone that's into personality. You know, their personality sexual. I don't know. There's a sexuality for anything. So someone that loves personality, but if you're not physically beautiful, just accept it. Like, you can either take action, do as much as you can, but even that, then what though? Like, you might be, you might, you might have your work cut out for you. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you could get surgeries and all that stuff, but like, even then though, there's a cap. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you start ending up like a monster. So with that, the best action is just to willingly accept what's outside of your control. All right, as much as we wish, if we really fight, like if we are so in resistance of what is, the problem is in reality, the problem is us, because that is reality. And we could try our best to shape reality, but ultimately we can only really shape things within our control, and we have to just drop things out of our control, like, I mean, I don't know, like, for example, height insecurity, right? I mean, sure, you could get leg lengthening surgery, or you could just accept your height. You know what I mean? Like, because the thing is, the quicker you accept it, the less pain you're gonna feel each and every day as you go about life. Because if you're like super short, if you're 4'11" as a guy, or 5 foot as a guy, and you really wish you were tall, as a 5 foot guy, bro, like, even women and children might be taller than you. and you're not like legally classified as a midget, and so you're still technically like a regular person, like yeah, you might, if you really value height and wish you were tall, you're probably going to be suffering each and every day, every moment you go outside and walk around, like you will probably be in absolute pain because you value height. And so the only real option is just keep that shit out of your field of awareness. Don't value that shit anymore. I mean, so you could call it cope, but what's wrong with that? We're all coping, you know what I mean? We're all coping with reality. Like you could cope with reality, but not in a delusional way. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people cope with reality, but they're like delusional about it. Like there's still a sense of non-acceptance, and that's why they cope. Um, Cope with, I mean, if you like say, yo, this is how it is, and then you just move on, it is what it is. And also, you could train yourself. Remember, everything is a habit. So even who you are and your tendencies and your personalities are also just habits. If you really think about it, habit is just automatic action. What we really define to be us is just years of built up repetitions and habit that it happens automatically. Behavior change is so hard because habits function automatically. So you have to get out of the habit of being yourself. I'll definitely make some videos on that. Like Joe Dispenza presents some good points, but I hate his book. His book is trash, absolutely trash. I think you'll be better off asking AI about that or something. But absolutely trash, man. The book is so trash. Like it's such a pain to read through. Constantly pitching his things, and he talked about the work he's done at his workshops. Terrible book, bro. Like, ugh. Good, interesting framework and for marination, but like terrible book. Anyways, though, that's it for today. Bye.